It's 4 p.m. and we're bringing you the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon. I'm Patrick Paez. Here are the stories we're watching this Monday, April 15. Former President Rodrigo Duterte leads another prayer rally, this time in Davao del Norte. In his speech last night, Duterte tells President Bongbong Marcos to be grateful. That's as his family was able to return to power despite their political history. The House of Representatives wants to investigate the supposed gentleman's agreement between Duterte and China. The pact contains an alleged promise by the Philippine government to tow away BRP Sierra Madre, which is grounded in Ayungin Shoal. And still on the West Philippine Sea, the Chinese Coast Guard again shadowed Philippine vessels. On Sunday, Beijing's sea vessel reportedly blocked the path of BRP H. Ventura and BRP Gabriela Silang on their way to Bajo de Masinloc on Sunday. The vehicles were about to conduct a hydrographic survey. And on the transport front, jeepney groups Piston and Manibela have started their two-day strike today to protest the PUV modernization program. Also today, the ban on e-bikes and tricycles on major Metro Manila roads takes effect. Now, joining the Storycon this Monday, as always, is Amy Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star. We also have with us on board is Ronald Llamas, former Presidential Political Affairs Advisor and our de facto resident political pundit. Amy, let's go first with what the Philippine Star has on its front page layout. What are you looking at?
Good afternoon, Patrick and Ronald.
Good afternoon, Amy.
Happy Monday. Nabanggit nyo na kanina, partly, binabantayan namin yung bangayan nga tuloy-tuloy. No? The world war is raging between President Marcos and his predecessor, si Rodrigo Duterte. Nag-rally kagabi. And kanina, humarap na si President Marcos sa FOCAP dahil na-postpone because of his flu, di ba? Ngayon, sabi niya of course, tinanong siya tungkol dun sa gentleman's agreement. Ang sabi niya, puro palusot daw. Tapos tinanong din siya tungkol dun sa relationship niya with VP Sara, partner niya in Unity, and the Dutertes. Dati, parang ironclad yung yung mga sinasabi niya na tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung team, yung tandem. Ngayon, sabi niya, it's complicated. Yun ang description niya. So, ayan yung mga interesting na sinusundan natin ngayon. Of course, yung mga nabanggit mo na rin, yung strike and what's happening in Israel, lahat siyang binabantayan natin.
Okay, it's complicated. Ronald, you have the distinction of predicting, let's call it a prediction of at least seeing early on yung mangyayaring break between this unity team of President Bongbong Marcos and VP Sara Duterte. So what can you say? It's escalating.
Parang showbiz eh. Ganyan yung showbiz, di ba, Amy? Pag tinanong, hiwalay na ba kayo? It's complicated. Pero nakakatuwa si ex-President Duterte dahil nakailang tumbling na siya, no? Pabago-bago. Tapos dito sa huling rally, bumalik na naman yung addict narrative. Nandun pa si Vic Rodriguez eh. Tapos nandun na naman yung withdrawal of support. Pero mas matindi yung statement ni Baste.
Ano yun?
Threat na baka mangyari sa kanila yung nangyari sa Romanov. At saka,
iba naman ngayon.
At saka kay Mussolini. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung konekta ni Mussolini at sa Romanov. Pero pareho silang minasaker. No, yun nangyari. Kaya after nung Davao rally, nagkaroon ng Cebu rally, na nag-backpedal, tapos nagkaroon ng Liwasang Bonifacio rally, na nag-scale up uli. Ito talagang todo na naman ang scaling up, no? Doon sa Kaya interesting yung binanggit ni Amy na lecture o talk ni President BBM sa FOCAP. Dahil nung dumating kasi siya, medyo dinipensahan niya ng konti si Vice President Sara doon sa no comment statement niya na hindi naman trabaho ng Secretary of Education, no? Parang itong sagot niya ngayon, parang mismo siya ay suko na. No? Alam mo naman si President, conflict aversion. Pero pag sinabi niya, it's complicated, ibig sabihin, hindi na niya tinutuloy yung narrative na may unity pa.
Yun. Okay, well, at this point, let's bring in our News 5 correspondent, Reynald Pawid. He covered the Davao del Norte rally last night. Maybe has some more insights for us, Reynald.
Yes, Ronald, Patrick, and Ali, magandang hapon sa inyo. No? Yes, kagabi nga ay nakita natin yung libo-libong taga-suporta ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na dumalo doon sa hakbang ng TUG Peace at Prayer Rally doon sa City. Pero, linawin sa inyo, no? Yung prayer at peace rally na yon, tila nagpunta na bashing party o puro pamuna kay Pangulong Marcos. Kabilang sa mga dumano, of course, dyan si Davao del Norte First District Representative Bebot Alvarez at nakatan siya kumapila sa Armed Forces of the Philippines na i-attract niya yung suporta kay Pangulong Marcos. Sabi niya, ito nga mga ganitong pagsuporta kay Pangulong Marcos ay pagpapakita ng hindi raw pagprotekta sa soberanya at naging o sa mga Pilipino. At mismong si Pangulong Marcos at Pangulong Duterte, sinabi naman kay Marcos na tigil-tigilan yung pagsulong nga doon sa daw yung kanya. At na raw yung 6 years para mamuno o makabawi man lang despite gawa nga nung at least. Kung hindi niya elaborate pero in bad terms, sinabi niya
Okay.
ito na yung pagkakataon para makabawi.
Wala.
Okay, medyo mahina yung signal po na nanggagaling sa iyo, Reynel. Ano? I wonder kung pwede kang lumipat sa mas magandang pwesto. But I meant to ask Reynel, ano yung timpla ng mga taong dumalo sa rally? Kasi nakikita ko may mga sumasayaw. Siguro naman may prayer talaga na naganap. Ano? Yung mga tao ba na dumalo sa rally nito, mga miyembro ba to ng KOJC?
Itong dumalo na ito ay iba't ibang sektor. No? May nakita tayo from mga kabataan, mga grupo educator. At may isa tayong nakita doon kahapon na mula sa Governor Marcos, isang bayan doon sa Davao Oriental, kung saan tinawag nila na incoming prime minister itong si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. So tinanong natin, bakit, no? Dahil doon pala sa kanilang lugar ay isinusodong talaga nila yung federalism o yung federalismo. At sinasabi nga sila na yung konsepto ng federalismo, ang swak na swak daw dyan na mabuno ay hindi ko. Sabi ko naman, bakit kaya ganyan yung kanilang idealismo, no? Dahil sabi nila, kung nagawa daw doon sa Davao region, ay magagawa din sa buong bansa. Ngayon, binalik ko tanong ulit sa kanila na hindi pa masapat kung 6 na taon na pamumuno itong si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. At sarado yung kanilang pag-iisip at sinabi nila na ito na daw yung sagot para malutas nga yung iba't ibang problema sa bansa, partikular sa hirap.
Okay.
Reynel, it's not the first time na nag-warning yan sila, yung camp nila Duterte na baka mangyari dito kay President Marcos, yung nangyari sa pamilya niya noong 1986. May nakita ka ba diyang mga former military officers o former police, yung matataas na ranggong police doon sa rally?
So, yes, so far kasi wala kayong mga uniform personnel no, ng ikapit na PNP. Ang mga nandoon ay yung mga dating kaalyado nitong si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. So, si Attorney Harry Roque. Attorney Harry Roque, humingi pa ng tawad doon sa mga mamamayan ng Davao. No?
Nabudol
ito na raw yung pagkakataon para mapawi niya yung pagsuporta kay Pulong Marcos simula sa niya ito sa Davao region. Sabi niya, out din daw siya, nagkakamali na doon.
Okay. Tapos meron ding unconfirmed report kagabi na nag-withdraw daw yung mga, o winidraw yung military escorts dyan, military, may mga bantay ba dyan na military kagabi?
Nung nakita natin, no, nung maghapon, kaya puro police yung nandoon sa lugar. So, kung yung sa military side ay wala naman tayong nakita by our own vision doon kagabi at nandun tayo sa gitna mismo ng sports complex. So, we have to verify that info first.
Reynel, gaano karami yung mga taong dumalo? Dahil basically, tatlong main group siya eh. Yung grupo ni Governor Edwin, yung sinususpinde, yung grupo ni Kibuloy, at saka yung grupo ni Digong. No? Pero gaano karami yung dumalo? Dahil sabi ng iba, 6,000, sabi ng iba, 10,000. From your vantage point, gaano karami yung dumalo dyan?
From our vantage point, technically, nasa our ranking, nasa 10,000 nga yung dumalo kagabi. At we have to clear this things, no? Dahil yung mismong organizer or yung ilang mga tao doon, they are claiming na umabot sa 100,000 yung nag-gather kagabi. So, please take this from me, hindi po umabot ng 100,000 yung tao doon kagabi.
Oo, malamang wala sa capacity ng venue siguro, no?
Baka yung
siguro it's enough to say na medyo napuno, at least from the videos that we're watching.
Mas malaki siya dun sa Liwasang Bonifacio Rally ng Kibuloy at mas malaki siya dun sa Davao Rally nung early February.
Okay. Reynel Pawid, maraming salamat sa oras mo.
Thank you, Reniel.
Okay, that was Reynel Pawid of News 5. He covered that rally in Davao del Norte last night. Ronald, I just meant to ask, medyo tumitindi yung palitan ng yung mga choice of words. Nung last week lang, horrified ang ginamit ni Duterte, ni President Bongbong Marcos to describe this supposed gentleman's agreement. Ngayon, palusot. Ewan ko kung anong mas mabigat at mas masakit, ano?
Well, sinagot ni...
So what's driving this break right now? Is it the midterms? Is it politics? Is it personal clashes? Or does it have something to do with the larger geopolitical picture in the West Philippine Sea?
Mukhang all of the above eh. No?
Okay.
It's 2028. No? It's about the midterms. It's about personal differences. It's about geopolitics. No? Halimbawa, yung statement ni President Bongbong na horrified siya. At almost ang binanggit niya is this is treason. No, yung pagsuko at pag-compromise ng ating soberenya, ng ating territory. Na sinagot naman ni Digong nung kanyang press con last Thursday. No, na minure na, piniay niya uli si BBM na hindi nakagraduate no, hanggang second year college. At least tayo naman nakaapon ng fourth year, di ba? So, tapos puro mura kay Justice Carpio. Ang nakakatawa ron ay nilaglag niya si Harry Roque, no? Pero nandun pa rin si Harry nagtatatalon pa rin doon sa rally kahapon. No? Kaya tumitindi talaga at mas tumindi yung press con. Pinakinggan ko yun isa't kalahating oras Puro PI pero doon, inamin niya half-heartedly yung secret agreement. Half-heartedly hindi niya inamin. Ang sabi niya ay status quo. No? Pero yun naman lang sinabi initially ni Harry Roque na yung secret agreement was status quo. Yun ang inamin niya. At dinagdagan pa niya na ginawa niya yun to prevent a nuclear war. Ano namang anong argumento mo sa isang nuclear war, di ba?
Okay. If there's one way to illustrate yung intensification ng World War, no, itong kay Baste Duterte,
Romanov.
ang alam ko dati, nung galing kay Duterte ata to is, ang analogy niya is baka maulit yung 1986.
Yes.
Okay, which was a peaceful change of government. Pero to kay Baste,
Romanov at saka Mussolini.
medyo naging madugo yung pagtatapos ng dalawa na yun, di ba? So,
Pero ang tanong saan yung hugot na yon? Bakit lagi silang may ganung warning? Kasi hindi ba meron ding mga rumors noon na merong mga, siyempre marami ding mga loyalist yan si former President Duterte among the PNP at saka military na inalagaan niya yung mga yan So yun ang tinitingnan natin ngayon kung meron ng mga movement na related dun sa mga, usually naman yung mga active hindi yung basta-basta sasama. Pero, bakit gano'n nagwa-warning sila? Meron bang pinanggagalingan yung warning ngayon? Saka parang sineseryoso sila kasi ang sabi ngayon, ang report from the PNP, pinag-aaralan daw kung pwedeng file ng sedition si Pantaleon Alvarez for calling on the AFP
To withdraw support.
support from the government.
Okay.
O tanong ko si Ronald, ano ba yun? Valid ba yun? Pwede mo nga bang kasuhan yun? Based on what? Kasi pinanood mo yung di ba? Yung
Yes.
mga speeches.
Well, may
Meron
gray,
bang basihan yun kung sakasakali?
may gray area yan eh. Yung gray area na yan ba ay freedom of speech lang o meron ka ng ginagawa?
free speech.
No? Pag ikaw ay nag-agitate na, medyo borderline na yan eh. No? Pwede nang sabihin diyan na yan ay call for mutiny na yan eh. Pwedeng sedition na yan eh. No? Katulad nung sa secession. Kahit hindi pa na-implement yung secession, pag nag-call ka ng secession, pinipigilan mo eh. You're urging people na wag sundin yung duly authorized government. That is already seditious. So, labanan na yan sa korte. Pero ang tingin ko, nandun na sila at the minimum, borderline na yan. Ibang usapin pa yung treason na binabanggit ni PBBM. Dahil, actually, yung treason laws natin, 1940 pa eh. Commonwealth time pa. Pero binding pa yun hanggang ngayon. No, hindi pa siya...
May state of war lang yun, di ba? Yung treason, if we are only in a state of war.
Yes, pero merong treason laws, no? Doon sa panahon ng COMELEC, 1940, na hindi lang siya during time of war. At tinanong ko ngayon, abogado, yan ba ay tuloy pa ngayon? Sabi nila, tuloy pa yan. Yung treason laws na yan, nung panahon ng Commonwealth before the World War II. No?
Yung sedition law natin, I think it specifies na kailangan it's not enough to just have a call, but it has to have a violent call.
Well, hindi
May
lang...
operative word na violence.
Well, yung sa secession kasi, no, kung pipigilan mo yung duly authorized government to implement its work, that is seditious, no? Ibig sabihin, yung tawag, yung call, no, ay pwedeng seditious, no? Pero ayun nga, tingnan natin kung ano masasabi ng
Kasi
ating
I'm
mga
wondering,
abogado.
not former, Congressman Alvarez, okay?
Presidente ng PDP laban. No?
Is a lawyer.
Yeah.
So maybe he knew how to push the envelope on this one.
Si Bebot Alvarez.
Yes,
You're
yes,
referring to him.
yes.
Oh.
So baka alam niya na kaya ko hanggang dito, I can make a call for the AFP to announce a withdrawal of support short of being seditious.
Yeah.
Posible ba yun?
Pero he's on dangerous
Pero
ground.
Ronald, hindi ba kailangan may corresponding action? Halimbawa, pag ako nagsabi ng ganyan walang papansin, walang seseryoso sa akin Pero kapag may sumunod sa'yo, kahit ilang tao, hindi ba yun that's the line na pwede ka ng kasuhan. Kasi ikaw, halimbawa, sinabi mo yan on TV, wala namang pumansin sa'yo, sino bang papansin sa'yo?
Yes. Parang
Walang hindi kasi seryosohin, di ba?
Yes,
pero kapag may sumunod sa'yo, saka ka papaila ng kaso. Ganun ba yun? Tama ba yun?
parang hindi mo naman kailangang hintayin na merong mag-mutiny ng mga sundalo at saka pulis no? Nung nagko-call ka, pwede na yan maging seditious, no? Kaya nga sinasabi ko, gray area, no? Hindi na siya simpleng freedom of speech, no? Lalo na kung ikaw ay isang kongresista. Lalo na kung ikaw ay isang dating speaker, no? Nagko-call ka directly sa military to withdraw support. Pwede yang kasuhan, no? Pwede yang kasuhan. Ngayon, kung magpo-prosper ba yung kaso is another thing, no? Is another thing. Pero nandun ka na Nandun ka na sa gray area, no? Hindi na kinakailangan hintayin na may magpaputok, no? Nag-call ka na Kaya kailangan pigilan yung call mo ng duly authorized government. No?
I guess this
Isa pang
this
tanong ngayon,
statements
tanong
from
ng mga tao, saan lulugar ngayon si Vice President Sara na ganyan na tumitindi na yung away ng tatay niya at pamilya niya and her immediate superior. She's still a member of the cabinet.
Okay. No, while scrolling through social media a while ago, Amy, Ronald, I came across a reel of Vice President Sara Duterte. Alam mo, she likes to speak in codes So may reel siya in which meron siyang parang bagoong at ginamos ata. At saka
Yung mangga.
manggang hilaw. Yung manggang hilaw. Ewan ko, Ami, kung napanood mo rin to, no?
Verified ba yun, Patrick? Bine-verify namin Verified ba yun?
Ang di lang natin alam, Ami,
Kailan?
is kung kailan ginawa yung reel na yon. Pero what's worth taking note is, when she was asked about yung mangga, ang sabi niya,
Yes.
mangga, parang manggagamit. Yun, may binitawan siyang salitang manggagamit. Yun.
Mukhang
We don't know.
Pero verified
What the
yun, siya
context
nga
of
yun,
that,
hindi
real
AI
is.
yun
Oo, verified
Hindi
yun.
AI yung video na yun.
Oo, mukhang sa kanya galing eh. And she's really given to doing this really playful videos.
Pero
Na
kung-
medyo may patama na kailangan mo i-decipher o decode ano ibig sabihin.
Pero kung napapanood nyo si Maharlika, ito ay bahagi ng script eh. Sinasabi ni Maharlika, May or June ay magkakaroon ng climax. Yung climax will be the pulburon video. So itong pag-revive na naman ng withdrawal of support, yung pag-revive na naman ng addict, pag-revive na naman ng mga ibang mga issues na dati ay binabato tapos babawiin, kung totoo yung sinasabi ni Maharlika, ito ay build up to something bigger. At para sa kanya, yung bigger ay yung paglabas na with finality nung dating sinasabi na pulburon video. Kaya yung presence ni Vic Rodriguez, yung kanyang doon sa rally, parang doon papunta eh.
Oh, but Ronald, ano
Yeah.
nabanggit kanina ni Amy, even this Sara Duterte video with the mangga, no, is it's so hard anymore to be confident whether the video is real or not.
Yeah.
So in the age of AI, and we've seen the powers and the capabilities of artificial intelligence. I mean,
Pero pwede naman siya maglabas ng denial
Diba?
eh. Diba? Hindi naman siya naglabas ng denial. So,
wala pa namang video. Also.
Hintayin natin kung may denial siya. Pero
Or it could be, Ronald, remember, from the last administration, there was also a lot of talk about a certain sex video.
yes.
Na hindi rin talaga lumabas. Wala rin talaga lumabas.
Yeah.
Pero at some point, medyo yung mga, when high officials were reacting to that alleged sex video, it gave it a sense of parang may
Authenticity.
authenticity or
Kahit, hindi.
credence among the public.
So, tatawanan pa yung mga kongresista
Right.
nung pinupush. Kaya very possible yan eh. Ang daming deepfake na yun eh. Di ba? Kaya yung tinatawag nilang climax, pwedeng anticlimactic eh. Dahil pwede namang sabihin, uy, ang dali gawin yan, ang daling doktorin yan. Eh hindi naman court of law yan eh. Di ba? Hindi naman yan i-check kung talagang authentic o hindi eh. Publiko yan eh. No, banat yan eh. No? Kaya depende na yan kung may maniniwala. No? May maniniwala.
So kung walang denial niyang mango video, siguro within the week magbabago yung description ng relations between BBM and VP Sara. Hindi na siya it's complicated, mas lalala na yan.
Pero hindi na rin kasi, untenable na rin kasi yung posisyon niya eh. Di ba, nung mga nakaraang mga buwan, bumabanat yung kanyang tatay, bumabanat yung kanyang mga kaalyado, bumabanat yung kanyang kapatid. Ang lame excuse lang niya, hindi kami nag-usap. Di ba?
Yes.
Pero it can only go so
Although,
far.
Ronald, talaga namang alam natin na she has been estranged from her father.
Not
Simula
now.
pa nung eleksyon, talaga hindi niya sinunod yung tatay niya
Yes.
kung ano gusto eh.
But not
So
now,
yun siguro,
no?
may pinanggagalingan din yun. And maybe BBM is also thinking about it. Kaya lang ngayon, paano yan? May mga naglalabasan ng ganyan. Yung maanggo video, kung totoo nga na hindi yan AI. Di ba?
Meron
At saka
pang-
kung totoo yung sinasabi, no, bakit May or June? Bakit May or June? Kasi ang State of the Nation sa July eh. Bakit kaya May or June?
Ewan ko, dahil ang inaasahan yata, kung papakinggan mo si Senator Trillanes, dyan lalabas daw yung international warrant ng ICC. So, yan yung isang...
Sinabi yan ni tinanong yan kay President Marcos sa FOCA. Sinabi niya hindi niya ibibigay sa ICC si President Dutertes.
Oo, ang sabi naman ni Senator Trillanes, yan yung public posturing. Tingnan natin kung sakaling lalabas yung international warrant. Dahil mukhang yung mga Duterte, ang tingin nila, no, ay the lines are drawn eh. No, ang tingin nila ay hindi totoo yung statement ni PBBM na hindi sila isusuko. Dahil the very fact na papapasukin, no, ay para sa kanila is a major na pag-iba dun sa statement early last year na hindi papapasukin. So doon sila nagre-rely yung mga statements ni PBBM, no? Kaya ngayon parang sunugan na ng tulay. Sa bagay, nagsimula naman yung sunog as early as 2022. Pero ngayon, mas matindi na. Hindi lang ito open warfare. No? May mga threats na ng Romanov at saka Mussolini. No?
Okay, we have news
Sinabi rin ni Harry Roque na may balita. Matagal na sinabi yan eh. na may balita nga siya na pababayaan daw ang ICC to do its work.
Yes.
Although hindi yata naman papapasukin dito kasi nga yun ang posisyon ng government. Nagwo-work naman daw ang ating mga justice system. Pero there's nothing stopping the ICC from conducting their probe from overseas. So pwede sila magtanong dito, eto kapareho natin, nag-zoom tayo. Pwede naman yung mag-zoom eh. Pwede
Pero-
mong i-email yung mga, kung ano man yun, yung mga testimony, yan hindi yan napipigilan.
Pero last
So, yung
November,
mga ganyan, di ba?
last November tsaka last December, nagsalita
Okay.
si DOJ Secretary Remulla at tsaka si President BBM na papapasukin. No?
Okay.
Papapasukin pero hindi sila magko-coordinate.
Okay, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but we have News 5 correspondent Maricel Halili. She may have some news for us about what happened at the FOCAP
Yan.
meeting this today with the President. Mase?
Yes, Tito Patrick, Tito Ronald, Ms. Amy. Actually, simulan natin dun sa International Criminal Court.
Okay.
Kasi narinig ko yun na yung pinag-uusapan nyo. No? Kasi during the FOCAP interview earlier, President Marcos was asked about the ICC. Paano daw kung halimbawa biglang maglabas ng arrest warrant ang ICC against kay President Duterte. Ano daw ang mangyayari? So ang sabi siya ni President Marcos, malinaw yung kanilang posisyon, hindi kinikilala ng Pilipinas ang jurisdiction ng ICC. So in that case, hindi rin i-recognize pati yung arrest warrant against kay former President Duterte kung meron mang ilabas dito sa Pilipinas. Because like what President Marcos has always been saying, we have an operational judicial system, so there's no basis for the ICC na manghimasok sa Pilipinas.
Okay, on another issue, Mase, no? On this break with President Duterte. Okay. Was it addressed?
Yes. It's more of the relationship between the Duterte family and President Bongbong Marcos. Kanina tinanong, how was his relationship with Vice President Sara Duterte following all the tirades of former President Duterte? Ang sabi ni PBBM, very simple, it's complicated. Tapos natawa na lang siya. Sabi niya na pag-usapan naman daw nila ni VP Sara yung tungkol dito sa mga banat ni PRRD and okay lang daw ba siya about it na nandun siya sa middle of all these issues. Tapos ang sabi lang naman daw, diretso lang daw sila sa pagtatrabaho and the relationship with VP Sara is parang nung nangyari pa rin daw during the campaign. And aside from that, nag-react din si President Marcos about sa gentleman's agreement. Sabi niya, it's very difficult to know whether or not merong legal liability si PRRD kasi in the first place, ang dami raw mga tanong about sa gentleman's agreement na hindi pa rin nasasagot. For now daw kasi, ang alam lang ni PBBM, merong secret agreement. Pero hindi daw alam kung ano yung laman nitong secret agreement na to. And pangatlo, bakit siya naging secret? So, kung gano'n, na wala daw documents, hindi daw malinaw kung ano yung magiging basehan for legal liabilities.
Okay. Ronald,
Maricel, you've been covering the presidency. Sa tingin mo, may naramdaman ba kayong kakaiba ba tong, is it a significant shift na ang description ngayon ni President Marcos about his ties with the Dutertes, it's complicated. Dati kasi, pag tinanong mo yan, sabihin kagad niyan magkaibigan pa rin sila ni VP Sara, na okay pa rin yung unit team. Pero ngayon, do you find that significant na gano'n na yung statement niya ngayon?
Yes, it's very telling kasi this is the first time na sinabi niya na it's a bit complicated. Kasi before naman, nagkakaroon din ng mga issues, pero lagi rin naman sinasabi that they are okay. And kaya pinabantayan din natin, especially nung pumunta si PBBM sa Washington, kung si VP Sara pa rin yung magiging caretaker. And well, siya pa rin naman yung naging caretaker. But this is the first time na sinagot PBBM na komplikado yung relasyon niya with the Duterte family, including VP Sara.
Okay, Maricel Halili. Amy, Ronald, sorry, but I think Mase is in a rush. She still has to cover the event with FOCAP. Mase, maraming salamat sa oras mo.
Salamat, Mase.
Thank you.
Okay, you're watching the Storycon on One News. We're pausing for a quick break and we'll be back. This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group. We've got the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon, the Story Conference. I'm Patrick Paez with Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief Amy Pamintuan and political pundit Ronald Llamas. And also with us, joining us today is former Defense Secretary Orly Mercado. We're bringing in former Defense Secretary Orly Mercado because, Sec, it was during your time that those two boats were grounded in Ayungin and also in Scarborough Shoal. Can you give us a brief background on why the AFP did this?
No, I stand guilty as charged
Yun.
na meron kaming kinalaman dyan.
Hindi ko marinig.
Actually, alam natin ang ating katunggali that China is a rich, second largest economy now in the world. It has spent so much money in armed forces, the PLA, the Navy, Air Force, etc. And we're in an asymmetrical contest. Talagang wala tayong halos magawa. But that doesn't mean to say we'll give up our rights, not only territorial rights, exclusive economic zone, but even the right to be able to make use of the system, the natural gas as well as the fossil fuel that can be pumped out of the exclusive economic zone.
Senator, sorry, I'm used to calling you Senator because I covered you in the Senate. So I'll just call you Senator. Senator, but what was the strategic rationale for grounding initially 2 vessels in 1999?
Oh, actually, ang pinaka-importante maisip natin, we know that it's an issue of presence. We have to be there. Our presence is very important. In the acquisition of territory of conflicting countries, it can be acquired by buying or sale, like when the United States bought Alaska from the Russians. They can annex it if it is contiguous, and then continued effective occupation. Ang ginagawa ng China sa atin, grabe. Hindi lang, at the beginning they started, they were saying that the structures that were being put up, like the structure in Mischief Reef, was just a shelter for fishermen, Chinese fishermen. And they were even saying, baka rin, pwede rin kayong gumamit dito, etc. But lo and behold, before we knew it, they had octagonal structures already. There were piles that were driven, and it had structures built of fiberglass and concrete. Now, what has happened is that they even put a parabolic antenna for communication. So it was very obvious that they were already not only occupying it, militarizing it. So how do we cannot drive them out, but we have to be there to make sure that we do not update our claim. So what we did was we beached a LST, a land tank, yung BRP Sierra Madre. It's just only 22 kilometers away from Mischief Reef, and it's also within the exclusive economic zone. They put up their structure in Mischief Reef, which is within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. And during that time, wala pa yung decision na confirming that it was within our zone, and walang rights yung China na to put up a structure and say that they had the islands that they have developed are a source of exclusive economic zone.
Okay, but there were two, Senator, there were 2 ships that were grounded. There was the BRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin Shoal, and there was also the BRP Benguet in Scarborough Shoal. I was just wondering.
Scarborough.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Senator, why was there a decision to pull out BRP Benguet? Because that's being already cited as a reason why there was also a similar promise to pull away BRP Sierra Madre.
Dagdag lang, Patrick.
Yes.
Di ba, Senator, 5 yung original na plano na mga barko na i-beach dyan sa mga shoals? Hindi lang 2, di ba?
Hindi, actually, mga 4 yan. But what happened is that, of course, we did not stay long because nagkaroon ng exodus. No? We had to leave. And nagpalit ang gobyerno. No? But be that as it may, we had something already structured. It was already there, Benguet, but there was very strong pressure during that particular time to withdraw it. And I objected to it, but there were was a constant battle. There are, I think, yung mga discussion yan came out in the book written by Marcos
Vitug.
Namilan Bitog on in the cluster E of the cabinet, which is and madalas kami magkatugali ni Secretary Siason, who was Foreign Affairs Secretary, and there were reasons that he was leaving, etc. I don't want to attribute any reason for it,
Okay.
but it was really a difficult thing as far as we were concerned, because it was in effect withdrawn. Hindi, sa pag-upisa pa lang, papunta pa lang, alam na ng China na kaya nagkaroon ng kirian dyan tungkol sa issue na yan.
Senator, was there also pressure to withdraw during your time? Was there also pressure to withdraw the BRP Sierra Madre?
Yes. They were insisting that we should remove it. And then later on, sabi ko, it's a question of present. If we give that up, we will actually be abdicating our presence in the exclusive economic zone.
So, Senator,
Kaya napaka-importante yung kaya unfortunately, ang problema natin is that wala tayong consistency. Walang follow through. We do not build on things. When there is a change of administration, there is a change of leaders. There's not even a well, of course, because magulo rin yung mga panahon because of EDSA-2, etc. So things were moving very fast.
okay. So,
Mr. Mercado, linawin ko lang. You mentioned pressure to pull out the Benguet. So pumayag yung Estrada administration na i-pull out yung Benguet, pero hindi pumayag yung meron ding pressure to pull out the Sierra Madre. Hindi pumayag yung Estrada administration. Lilinawin ko lang yon.
Well, I wasn't involved anymore in the so-called pull-out. And as far as I was concerned, it was a very wrong decision. In fact, we had 3 more that we were plotting to put it up in that particular area.
hindi na natuloy. I guess natigil yun, Senator, natigil yung mga plan to beach more boats, at least 2 to 3 more, because of the pressure from China?
Hindi.
Because of EDSA-2.
Actually,
EDSA-2.
alam mo ang problema natin, madalas ko sabihin, style natin bara-bara we do not put science in our site.
Mr. Mercado, pressure from China ba yan? Ulitin ko lang yung tanong ni Patrick. It was pressure from China and course through which agency?
TFA.
Alin.
Mr. You mentioned kasi yung pressure na we gave in to pressure. Saan ang galing yung pressure? Galing ba yan sa Beijing? And saan dinaan yon? Sa anong agency siya dinaan?
Ay, hindi ko na alam kasi yung workings ng foreign affairs, hindi ko naman pinakikialaman yun
But it reached the cabinet, yung pressure na yon.
Yeah, but I
Umabot siya sa cabinet. Umabot siya dun sa security cluster ng cabinet. Yung pressure na yon to pull out the beached ships.
Yes. Even Sierra Madre, lahat talaga they were asking that because ang unang excuse yun, it's an accident. Actually,
Related dun sa...
tinatanong nga ako, bakit maraming aksidente? We're accident prone. Kasi sila naman, ang sinasabi, hindi rin naman totoo yung sinasabi nila Sinasabi nila, silungan lang ng mga fisher folk yung tinatayo nila. Ngayon military base na yun Napakarami mga struktura. Ngayon, they're making a big thing about a crumbling and rusty ship. Samantalang what they have built and destroyed they have in the process destroyed our natural resources, even compromising our ability to be able to harvest marine resources from that area. Doon sa mga area naglagay na sila ng runways and also floating, permanent flat tops or bases where they will be able to launch military action operations.
So, Senator, I guess that the decision to pull out the BRP Benguet was a decision made by the President himself, President Estrada, right? So, did he also make a similar decision regarding the BRP Sierra Madre?
Related sa tanong ni Patrick, Senator, dahil sabi nung fellow columnist nyo sa Manila Times, si Bobby Tiglao kanina, na nag-agree daw si President Erap na tanggalin yung BRP Sierra Madre. No? At binanatan pa kayo ni Bobby Tiglao na ill-conceived daw yung pag-beach ng BRP Sierra Madre. Coming from your fellow columnist.
Pero ang totoo rin, nandun pa yun eh. Hindi naman, during the time, up to the time I was still secretary, that was never touched. And ang problema nung, and this is in the book written by Marites, si Siason, nag-aambisyon noon na Secretary General ng United Nations. And China is going to be a critical yun ang sabi. I don't know kung totoo yun.
It's starting to get even more interesting and complex, no, Senator?
Alin?
Well, what you just said, that there was, more intervening ambitions and personal ambitions of certain people also. Banggit lang niyo about Secretary Siazon. But anyway, if you may continue, Senator.
No, actually, I'm just quoting what was written by
in the book.
In the book. I'm not taking a charge.
Okay.
Kasi ayoko naman, wala na yan eh. Pumanaw na yung tao, tapos
Yes.
hindi naman makakasagot. Hindi naman tama yun.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Pero Senator, ang kinagagalit ngayon ng China, pumayag bakit daw tayo nag-i-improve at naglalagay ng improvement sa Sierra Madre. Tanong ko lang yung mga Navy ships ba natin, gaano kadalas ba yun na mag-repair and maintenance? Kasi, syempre, kapag pinabayaan natin yung Sierra Madre, lulubog na lang yung mag-isa ron. Kung hindi naman yan i-improve.
Hindi.
Ano ba yung normal maintenance schedule ng mga vessels ng Navy? And Coast Guard siguro, although hindi naman kasama yun sa defense.
I cannot speak for the armed forces or the
Yes.
management of that particular ship after my term has finished already. Wala na. What we did was we granted an instant outpost. And up to now, that is the only thing left. All of this talk about China complaining about it, we should be complaining about what they have done to the destruction of the environment and the establishment of military outposts, including runways. Hindi tayo nagre-reklamo eh. This is the guy, he's complaining about a small ship. Samantalang ang ginawa nila, winasak nila yung just to be able to build up their structures, which we have not acted against. We have not even, we're all we've done is register, protest, etc. Napagtatawa lang tayo. So, if that's the way we fight for our sovereignty and territorial integrity, we lose everything.
Okay, thanks for joining the Story Conference, former Defense Secretary Orly Mercado.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator.
May gusto lang akong ihabol dahil salita si former Defense Chief Lorenzana, Secretary of National Defense ni Digong, na sabi niya, balak din niyang magpadala sana ng puwersa sa Scarborough para itaboy yung, ang ginamit ng salita, in-check doon sa Scarborough. No? Pero, ang sabi, natakot daw si Digong, after nung victory natin sa UNCLOS, natakot si Digong na baka ma-antagonize ng China. No? Medyo bago to, nanggaling mismo ito dun sa defense chief ni Digong. ang ginamit niyang salita, natakot ang presidente dahil sa ating victory sa UNCLOS to anger China.
Baka lalong
Pero you have to hand it also to Digong na hindi niya tinanggal si Delphine Lorenzana ever. Kasi ang balitang-balita nun within that Chinoy community, talaga daw naglalabi ng gusto very strongly ang Chinese embassy natanggalin si Delphine Lorenzana as defense chief.
Ang tingin nila pro-US.
hindi pumayag si hindi pumayag si Digong. So ano rin siya, marunong din siya. Hindi naman siya ganun kaano sa Beijing.
Yes, okay. Thanks for joining the Storycon again, Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief Amy Pamintuan, and thank you also political pundit Ronald Llamas. Join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. here at the Storycon. I'm Patrick Paez. We are One News, all sides, all the time. This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.